Yo, so keeping up with promises, this is gonna be this is gonna be like a part one, but this is my weekly video. Mustache will never do right on camera, but this is gonna be my weekly video. I had made a video for Sunday, and I was editing, and I'll tell that story on a later date. But in this video, the last week, first, second weekend in April, we didn't make the track that weekend. Uh, this past weekend was Easter, so no racing then again either. So I'm just gonna. I figured I'd tell you how Andrews Motorsports and Performance started, how it all started. But it's like I said, it's gonna be a part one because it's a long story. And man, I see these pictures laying all over the house all the time. And when I'm trying to put them on camera, they was all missing. They got up and walked away. But so just give you a quick rundown. I've been racing since 1993. It was actually at the national event here in Dallas. I can't remember what they called it back then, but at the NHRA national event in 1992, Junior Dragsters was a exhibition class. And we seen him. And my dad had a race car. He had a '67 Camaro. He drag raced, and he was like, "Man, those kids, do you want to do that?" And what kid is gonna say no? But so actually, at the start of the '93 season, for the rest of 1992, we kind of like how I attack racing and cars now. I mean, if somebody else can do it, I can do it. I don't have to exactly know what I'm doing. I figured it out along the way. But we just built the car. Ah man, it was slow. I remember racing in that car. I remember being able to look around and see what everybody else is doing and thinking going down the track. Like that thing ran. I remember it trapped 19 mile an hour today. So it was literally, they was 5 horse Briggs design back then, but it was literally a bone stock 5 horse Briggs pull start on a race car. And then it's a funny story about that race car. I was grew up, man. I was probably 19, 20, because it sat in the backyard forever. But we was gonna junk it just to get rid of the frame. But I can't remember if I hit it with a hammer or we was trying to disassemble it. But yeah, the wheels wasn't very well. My dad couldn't weld good back in '92. He's got a lot better, but yeah, the wheels wasn't penetrated. I mean, the bar never fell off, but it's probably a good thing I never crashed that car. Uh, he'll tell you I hit a stack of wood at the end of Cedar Creek one time, but I didn't hit the stack of wood. The car wouldn't cut off. So I just put it against the wood so I can go get him because it wouldn't cut off. uh, yeah, that was probably the first time I ever rode in a real race car. Dude did a Camaro, gave me a ride back up to my dad, and we rode the three-wheeler back out to the car that was still running. And I'm getting off. I'm getting off. It was gonna be a quick part one story, but I got to reminiscing on y'all. But that's how I learned to choke a carburetor to turn something off if your kill switch don't work. Stick your hand over it and it'll cut off. Starve it for air. But anyway, fast forward. We raced that car for a couple years. It was slow. It was horrible. I mean, I think I might have won 3 rounds in 2 years. And this guy out of Houston, he gave us a car. The Freddy Cougar car was a sponsored bought car. And he was like, "Man, I see y'all everywhere. Every race, every track. Your car sucks. Y'all never do good, but y'all always here. Y'all never give up." And he was like, "I'm going to give y'all a good car, good motor, and just see what y'all can do with good equipment." And he said at the end of the season, this is the start of the '94 season. He said at the end of the season, I want my engine back, you know. And, that '94 season, I actually started turning on some win lights. Didn't get a race win, but started winning a little more. And we gave his engine back, and then he said, whatever you do with the car, just don't sell it. Give it to somebody else. Because I'm a growing kid. But I didn't outgrow it to maybe 97, 98. But let's fast forward. We'll go in depth later. Excuse me. We'll go in depth later. That's Gene Draxler. That's Gene Draxler era. And then I outgrew that car. We built another car. And then this is around 99. And Julian Draxler Motors is costing 35, 4,500. And my dad was like, he still had his '67. Still has it to this day. But he was like, I'm just gonna pull a straight six or build a little, crappy motor for that car and teach you how to drive it. Because I can build a big motor for what I can build a Junior Dragster motor for. And then that's when like people start really dumping money in Junior Dragsters. And like I say, the Junior Dragster story is for part two. Because I actually did make it to the national championship. But so let's fast forward. 99, I go off to high school, go off to North Carolina. I think I took about a 2-year hiatus from racing, about 2 years, till I got a car. And then I got a 5.0 Mustang, black 5.0s. I had a Nova in there. We'll say that for the next part. But had a 5.0 Mustang. I was at Wilkesboro Dragway, North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Wilkesboro Dragway every Thursday night. I never really entered into any races, but Thursday nights I was there making passes. 5-speed Mustang. Like I say, I can leave so good on that dang Camaro because, hell, I've been doing it for 20 years, with a clutch car on a drag strip. And that was me learning how to drag race with a clutch, not the Junior Dragster in a big car, which was crazy because my Junior Dragster was faster. The Mustang put up more mile an hour, but the Junior Dragster was faster. But, fast forward past that. Hold on, y'all. We back. That's my coworker. Talking about lunch tomorrow. Like tomorrow ain't even here yet. But anyway. So yeah, the Mustang every Thursday at the track. Let's fast forward a couple years. I had the Mustang. I went through a couple cars. I was killing cars. I was a car killer. That fifth gen Camaro is probably the one that's took my abuse the longest. But I'm a habitual car killer, racing, dumb stuff. I like having fun. I like pushing them to the limits. If it can break, I'm the guy that will show you how it can break, because I do that. But let's fast forward back to racing. Well, actually, in between, before I got my first Camaro, well, actually my second, but in between the Mustang, as far as racing goes, I got into motorcycles. And, had about a dirt bike at first, and I was trying to learn how to leave on it, like in the grass and the dirt. And, the whole plan was to build a drag bike. Then I had a 99 Bandit, and kind of outgrew it. No, excuse me. I'm going to cut that out. But never put it on the track. Kind of outgrew it. And then I had a 93 ZX7 Ninja. And I took it to Kennedale. Shout out to Kennedale. RIP Kennedale, Texas Westway. Biggest little drag strip in Texas. But yeah, but it had some burn up clutches. So, I mean, of course, it didn't go fast. It ran like some eights. Put up 80 mile an hour, but it ran like some eights. It was slow. It was horrible. And then it was funny because I could just leave, I throw the clutch away, and I was leaving on everybody. And then it was like they was catching me before the 60 foot because the clutches was gone. But I went to motorcycle school, and then that's when I got my, I went to MMI in Arizona. And then that's right before that is when I got my 99 Camaro, my LS1, my first LS motor. I've been hooked ever since, 6-speed. Blew it up on the track Speed World in AZ. If anybody happens to watch this from Arizona, if you remember Speed World, drop me a comment. That track got closed. Man, that was the first like mega facility I ever went to. Because if I remember correctly, it had a drag strip, quarter-mile drag strip, 300-foot sand track, go-kart track, RC car track, and it had like at least 2 other tracks. Like it was a lot. It was out there. I remember it was a drive. And that was MMI drag day, MMI UTI drag day, because, UTI, Universal Technical Institute, where they work on cars, car people. Whooped all of them. No, whooped most of them. It's like 60 something cars. I got down to the last 5, and blew my motor up. First automatic I raced beat me. All the stick shift guys, killing them. But fast forward past that, went to school, got out of school, got a job in a motorcycle dealership. I have this blew up Camaro. Went and bought a motorcycle. And then that'll be all the motorcycle pictures you see fast forward. Pictures will probably go by before I stop running my mouth. But raced my bike for 4 or 5 years and kind of turned my back on cars and, drag bike guy. Started, stock wheelbase, then one was extensions. I think 62 inches, stayed 62 inches for a year or two, then put a swing arm on. Went to 66 inches, did that for like a year, then went to 68 inches, then went back stock wheelbase, 56 inches, like it was all different kind of configurations. Head and cam, stock with nitrous, head and cam with nitrous. It was a bunch of different kind of configurations. And then I got the bright idea that I wanted to start back racing cars. It's kind of not why I quit racing my bike, but kind of want to get back into the car world. And 2014, we got to Vega, and shit, I hadn't been down the track on a motorcycle since. And that brings us back to this day. And then the Camaro, the cam messed up in it, and it got a cam, and then it became a race car, or a street car. But yeah, there's a little history I had. I started. Like I said, this is part 1, the not so quick run through. But part 2, I'll do a little more detail, spend a little more time, spend like a week on it. But hey man, glad to see y'all. We will see y'all Saturday. I'm a little late with this one, but if I was on time, it wouldn't be me. So we see y'all Saturday, probably Sunday, Monday. But every week. All right, thank you, family. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you got an idea what you want to see a video about or any questions or comments, just tell me. Get in the comments. Let me know. All right.
I never made it, but I